Adele from Inkie Quill, and I have a killer kit and layout share video for you today, and it's a giant one. So this is my, pretty sure it's the May hip kit. May? Yep, May. April? May. Pretty sure it's May. Anyway, look at this. That's all the paper I have left. That's it. Woohoo! That's the best I think I've ever done. And I made 28 layouts. Yep, 28. I did get, I think, every single kit. So I had a lot to work with. But, yeah, 28 layouts is like, what? So these will just go in my scrap box because I really like each of the papers. With this one, I might even punch out a few circles or hearts or something. So got those. I didn't do any Project Life spreads. I used some of the cards on layouts, but didn't get to use these ones, so hold on to those. I've only got a couple of stickers left here on the Evilicious sheet. Happy, lime green, it's the only one left. Still got a little bit of the washi tape. Oh no, not too much. I used a fair bit of that. I don't know, I don't drink those, so yeah, might cut those out and put them in a giveaway. I did struggle with the Citrus Bliss quite a bit, to be honest with you. It just wasn't my colours. These I can still use, but a lot of the fruits and pineapples, it's just not my style. Same with these labels. I don't know why. I just didn't, I guess because I didn't do Project Life, I didn't really label a lot, so they'll just go in my stash. There were so many freaking thickers and alphabets in this kit. It was amazing. So still got some of these. I've got one E left, so I can still use that, and I've got an idea for using the background packaging for when I'm finished with it. Still got a heap. I barely use those because I didn't do many blue layouts. I think that was the issue. So these are all going in my stash. This one's pretty, I've only got U's. Yep, I only got U's, so I'll probably spell out bun a few times, bunny, and then maybe cut the numbers out and put the other ones in. I want to do another one of those using up all the thickers on a background, so I'll probably use those. And these, to be honest with you, this was like my worst nightmare of a thicker because it's rainbow and I don't do rainbow. So you'll see what I did to manage to cope with them. You can probably guess by all of the stuff in the background. So still got quite a bit to go, but not too much. I've got thank you, happy birthday, only 2 tags, and some of that just didn't work with the layouts that I did, the colour of it. I think a lot of my layouts were quite breezy. Not many embellishments left. Some of these are from the cut aparts, but like I said, the lemons and the limes, I really did struggle. I might put those together in my next giveaway. Of course, still got the stencils and the stamp. I use that quite a lot at the end. Love this. That'll go in my stash. And these 2 little guys didn't even get out of their plastic packaging. Oh, they're just, yeah, if you've watched my videos for a while, you'll laugh when you just see that I didn't open that one. So these will definitely go in my next giveaway probably. And then, are you ready for it? 28 layouts, ridiculous. So here is my first one. Now, I won't go into too much detail with them. Only the first 3 have process videos, sorry. But you can have a look at them and lift them to your heart's content if you wish. So this one does have a process video. Silly Billies, it's my mum and dad's dog and I. My iPad's making really funny bubble noises. Did you hear that? It's really weird. And I scrap lifted this off a layout that I have on my Pinterest. If you watch the process video, you'll be able to see the original layout. So quite like this one. There was a lot of pattern paper for me, which isn't usually how I roll, but thought I'd try something a little bit different. And I did add quite a lot of tiny word stickers throughout these layouts. So that's layout number 1, hashtag Silly Billies. Next up is hashtag awesome. I did a lot of hashtaggy things, I think, because in the thickers and this enamel, epoxy, whatever packet of words, there was a lot of hashtaggy things. So this one's on watercolour paper, which is why it's a bit more creamy, and there is a process video for this one. So I won't go into any more detail, but just a cute photo of my little brother and sister-in-law at the park. I really enjoyed using the mixed media in the background for this one. Then this one's called Hello Chocolate, because, you know, we all like to say hello to chocolate every once in a while. For me, could be daily, but we'll get to that. It's all right. A little bit of chocolate keeps Adele happy. Doesn't keep the doctor away, but it keeps Adele happy, so it's all good. There is a process video for this one as well, and I just played with some of my punches and went a little bit crazy with the paper. You'll notice that when I've got these in order too, of the order that I made them in, and the layouts at the front always have like a heap of pattern paper used, and then when they get to the end, it's just smaller little bits of paper. So that's Hello Chocolate. Now the rest of these don't have process videos, but you can always do a screenshot if you want to save it for later. Poppet, what are you doing? Poppet is right there. Can you see her? Poppet, what are you doing? What are you doing, gorgeous? They were helping me scrap last night too. Helping, in inverted commas. So this one is called Snuggle Pop, and I coloured the rainbow alphas with just a normal black permanent texture, and so that I could use them, because I just don't do rainbow, guys. It's just not my thing. But I really like how this one turned out. Once again, lots of pattern paper, because I'm at the start of the kit and I wanted to use some up. Added the doily from my stash. I think everything else is from the kit. Yeah, I think it is. So really easy layout. And I don't usually do like curved titles, but I really like it. I like how it turned out. So you can see some of my gold splashes got on there. And I like this little cluster. It just turned out really, really well. Poppet, must you really eat that right now? She's eating. Poppet. Sorry if you can hear the loud chewing. Someone's a loud muncher. Really like this one. It's called Today at IKEA. And the only problem I had with this alphabet is that I found it a bit hard to read. Could be because I'm using the white background, but if it wasn't on this vellum, I probably would have outlined this with black. Poppet, no. She's trying to drink my cup of tea. It's like having a toddler, guys. I feel for you mums. I'm not a mum yet, but how do you do it with like multiple children who are babies and toddlers at the same time? I don't know how you do it. Anyway, this one was roughly scrap lifted off. Oh, I did this about a month ago. Something off my Pinterest, but they had this kind of watercolour and strips, I remember. Used up a whole lot of pink things and some flamingos, because why not? And yeah, really like the mixed media in the background. I used the pink paint dauber that we got quite a few kits ago, and just used some of these are from the cut aparts. So yeah, I quite like that one too. Next one is called Sloppy Kisses, and this is my mother-in-law's dog, and yeah, I quite like it. Looks like I did some cream paint in the background. I don't know where I got that from. No idea, but it works in really well with the tiny word stickers that I added in. And once again, just did a few strips, added a doily to the background, and just a little bit of embellishing. And gold ink splatter. I can't get away with not doing it. Oh, that's one of my DIY epoxy flares that I made, as is that one. Yeah, so that one's called Sloppy Kisses. Then this one, I'm so annoyed about the next one. So I did a whole day filming and the camera corrupted all the files. So I lost 8 videos, 8 process videos. And this was, I think, maybe the second last weekend of the Inkie June Marathon. I was so annoyed because I really wanted to show you this one. It's called, I'll just give you a heads up of what it's called. It's called The Good, the Bad and the Freaking Fugly. And you'll see why. I'll show you like this. Look. The good. So this is myself, Aaron, and Aaron's little brother. So the good. The bad. Yep, we get that. And then the freaking fugly. What is that, Adele? You have no neck. Look at Aaron. Aaron looks like a thumb. He looks like a human thumb. So, yeah, I was really, really wanted to do this as a process video, but it deleted it. So all I did for this was did some mixed media in the background and then layered some vellum from my stash over the top because it was a bit too in your face. And then once again coloured in those rainbow thickers with my black permanent texture. I told them to pull the ugliest face they could, and I'm pretty sure they succeeded. So here's a note. Scrappers, don't always scrap your perfect, oh, look, we're smiling, we're beautiful, we're happy. Do these photos too, because in years to come, you'll look back and you will wear yourself a little bit with laughter. You will. Because that's just freaking fugly. Like, but it's hilarious. So, wanted to show the grandkids one day. And yeah, really like how it turned out. I did a cluster at the top and then a little cluster at the bottom. And then just a little bit over here. So kind of like a triangle of clustering. So yeah, I like that one too. I like it just because it's so ridiculously silly. This next one also had a video that got freaking deleted. And it's called Forever. And it's just a nice wedding one to go in the wedding album, which I'm getting there with finishing soon. And these frames were actually from my stash. I just had an urge to use frames, but everything else apart from the word stickers should be from the kit. Frida, don't eat the bookcase. Frida is just chewing on the side of the bookcase. Hang on a sec. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't eat the bookcase. What are you doing? Why do you do this when Mum does videos? Why do you do it? You guys are like little, yeah, you're like little 2-year-olds. They're in their cheeky mode, aren't you? Silly bunny. Okay, slight distraction. So this one, I just kind of went for it. I just slammed anything on the page. Some of my washi tape is coming up already, which is a bit concerning. So has anyone else had that problem with the washi tape booklets? But yeah, I don't know whether to put some glue under it or what to do. But really like how this one turned out. I think there's some photos on my Instagram of this one. So yeah, just a nice soft layout, and it makes the photo really pop too. This one I went a little bit crazy with. This is one of those late at night, you know, when you really should stop scrapping and you don't. This one's called So Prettyful, because prettyful's totally a word. And I painted the rainbow thickers with my pink Dina Wakley paint. Punched some hearts and kind of watercoloured all over it. So really, really, really simple to do. Did have to wait a while for things to dry, but the paint actually dried quite quickly on there. I just used my finger. I found that it was a lot easier than a paintbrush. And I think I did about at least 2 coats so that the rainbow wasn't showing through. So that one's called So Prettyful. Oh my gosh, we're only halfway there. In my wedding album, I'm using a few different sized page protectors, and I have one that's, I think this is 8 by 10, and these will go back to back. So these ones, I don't really like them, but it used up some of the blue and the green. So this one's called The More Weird You Are, The More Fun You Are. And this one's called Hello Gentleman. So it was quite strange to use such a small size. I've never done this size before, but yeah, they're all right. They're nothing too special. Then, oh, I love this one. This one's called So Very Joyful. And look, the only freaking embellishments are one wood thingy and a few enamel dots from my stash. What? I know, ridiculous. But I freaking love it. And I think I put this on Instagram and Maggie Holmes commented on it, and I was fangirling slightly over the top. Oh, was it this one? No, it was the other one that I did this to. I'm quite liking this, so I just cut these freehand and then traced around them and bumped them up on some foam tape. But yeah, I really, 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 really love this. So I only layered a few papers and nothing too... I wanted the photos to stand out so the layers aren't very, you know, angular or, you know what I'm trying to say. They're not very layery. They're not very layery layers. This, I think I just smudged some gelato over the top and then just used my finger to smush it in. But yes, I really like that one. And once again, painted those with my Dina Wakley paints. Next one. Oh my gosh, we're still going. I have to be quick now. This one's called Sunshine. And I did use a whole heap of embellishments from my stash because at this point I was going a little bit crazy with the embellishments that I had left because I was like, lemons, lemons, I want to scrap my wedding, not lemons. So yeah, just picked a few things from my stash and kind of went with the pattern of this paper to do a bit of a diagonal clustering, which I've never done before. So I love that. You are my sun, my moon, and all my stars. So yeah, it's a nice little way to have a focal point to the photo. So that one's called Sunshine. Next one I really like too. It's called Love Always, and I just cut these out with my scalpel freehand, and I was quite surprised with how they turned out because I didn't trace anything and they seemed to be even. And then used just a whole piece of that background paper and put the white cardstock on top so the paper could come through the holes. If I had a cameo, I would do it on a cameo. And then just painted the rainbow thickers with my turquoise Dina Wakley. Did a bit of bannering down the bottom because you do know I like a bit of bannering. And added some tiny word stickers and wood veneers from my stash. So that one's called Love Always. And this really took me, after I'd cut that out, it took me about 10 minutes. It was so quick. This next one, oh, I really like it. I was channeling, what's her name? Terry Kokosh. No, I can't pronounce your last name, sorry. She's from the Hip Kip design team. I was channeling a bit of her with her lead pencil circles. So this is very not me, but I really like how it turned out. So all I did is, to start off with, I just did a couple of circles and then just did some basic layering here, and then used some embellishments and some of these tiny word stickers from my stash. They're like Dymo, like you can feel them, they're kind of like Dymo stickers. And I really, really love it. I think I'm going to call, I don't know whether to call it Happy or Hold Tight to What You Love. Let's call it Happy - Hold Tight to What You Love. But I really, really like how it turned out. Very, very not me, but I think it brings a bit more focus onto the photo. And I quite like how much blank space is at the top as well. So that one's called Happy. Whoop. This one's called Mr. and Mrs. Giggles. And I I really didn't try a lot with this one. I know that sounds silly, but I didn't embellish it. There's 2 wood veneer hearts. I don't know. I think it was because the embellishments weren't really me, that maybe I did these layouts that weren't as embellished, but just lay behind some of the gold numbered vellum, but you wouldn't know it was numbered. And these are I think I actually painted these with black because they don't feel like permanent texture, and then used the foam ones for giggles. So a really, really basic one. Once again, this probably took me 10 minutes. It was super, super quick. So Mr. and Mrs. Giggles. Next up is Living a Fairy Tale. I used a punch that I had bought from Stamping Up ages and ages ago, and then I just cut, well, you can't see it, but I cut little bits of paper to back it with, and then put some washi tape over the top. Ooh, there's a little, is that from another one? And yeah, I quite like the colours and this one, and it kind of leads your eye down the side of the picture. So another really kind of basic one for me. These little wood veneers are from my stash, as are all of the tiny word stickers. Super easy, just paper. So I thought the stars were quite, you know, fairy tale-y, and this always reminds me of like Snow White or something, lying in the forest with flowers in my hair. So yeah, just a really cute basic layout. And these pink thickers are from my alphas are from my stash, because the only small ones were the blue or the cork, and I didn't have enough for the cork. And I wanted the pink to go with those because it kind of makes a triangle. Then I did the next 11 all last night. So I started maybe about, I don't know, 8 o'clock, finished around midnight. So 11 layouts in 4 hours, I think, about that. Because I haven't scrapped for about 3 weeks. So this one's called Got a Smile Today. And I scrap lifted, no I didn't, did I? No I didn't. No, there's another heart one that I scrap lifted. So I just used kind of my last remaining long strips and hand cut and punched some little hearts out. And I've had these Simple Stories I Am stickers in my collection just sitting there, and they kind of lead to a selfie layout. So I wanted to use some of those up and just use the cream and the white in the same layout. Yes, I did. Cream and white. I know, some of you might be cringing, but I think it works. I think maybe because my skin is so pale that it's practically white. So the white and the cream kind of go together because I'm so ghost-like. So yeah, Got a Smile Today. Really, really nice one. But I've crinkled it, which is really annoying me. Next up, I went a bit tag crazy. Watch out. These tags, most of them are from my stash, as well as a little bit of washi tape, and then tried to use up heaps and heaps of puffy stickers. So this is a photo of my nan and I when I was a wee little thing, and it's called You and Me. And it's basically just, I stuck the tags down first, and then did strips across, and then put a little paper cluster on top, and then went crazy with embellishments. So it looks really crazy close up, and it kind of looks crazy far away, but it's balanced with the big white space at the bottom, which really helps. So that's a tip if you ever want to go a bit embellishment crazy like I do. It's nice to leave one part of the layout very airy. So these are from the stamp set, and the first two I totally stuffed them up, and I was like, because I always do stamping last, and I always fear that I'm going to totally fudge the layout, but I didn't. I kind of made it work, and it's so crazy that you don't really notice anyway. So that one's You and Me. Next one, I did scrap lift off the Maggie Holmes website. I think someone called Kim, I know her last name, Jeffries, something like that. So this is totally scrap lifted, not my idea at all. And I just did, this is a photo of me at the Powerhouse Museum here in Sydney, and in front of a light exhibition that they had, me being a bit silly. And I just called it Smile, Laugh and Be Rad. Use one of the Project Life cards, because I didn't know when I would use that, and I thought it kind of went with the colours. I punched some hearts and then punched some, I watercoloured a piece of paper and then punched some out of there, which I really, really like, which is what Kim did in her layout. So I think I'll definitely use that idea again. And then I hot glue gun them, so they're a little bit up. I quite like using hot glue instead of foam tape sometimes, where I want kind of differentiating height. So this, for example, there's more hot glue gun in the top part, so that they kind of stand up a little bit more. This one is called What? And this is one day when I was waiting for my iPad to, I think, transfer videos so that I had enough space. I decided to tie my scarf onto my head and take a whole heap of selfies, as you do. And so this one, I just did some turquoise Dina Wakley paint in the background, and then this kind of just came to me. I just had these two strips and kind of just, because I accidentally weighed this a little bit to the side, so I had a bigger gap over here, which was annoying me slightly. Laid a few of the Project Life style cards in there, and did a little bit of stamping. So yeah, very, very unembellished, really. I kind of did a lot of embellishing with paper in this one, and stamps, and not actual embellishments. So that one's called #What? Next up, oh, he's so cute. There's little Aaron with his little toy gun. And I called it Pew 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 because, okay, this is going to sound weird if you're not from Australia, but Australian girls, do you know the ad where the man sticks some female hygiene products to his arms and pretends he's like a little ninja alien in the lounge room, and he pops up from behind the couch and goes pew 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 with them stuck to his arms? Yeah, Aaron and I make that noise at each other all the time. That's my gun making noise if we're ever watching a movie and there's shooting in it. I'll go pew 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 pew, because that's about as scary as I can get. So I had to call it that. And yeah, just did a bit of painting in the background, and then used some more of those I Am Simple Stories tiny word stickers. Quite like how it turned out. A lot of white space in this one. I think that's why they took me such a short amount of time, because there wasn't a lot to do to them. So that's that one. Next up, this one, we're almost there. Oh no, they're stuck together. This one is called Rad, Rad and Super Rad. And because I really wanted to use the triangles in the stamp set, and they always remind me of hipsters. So I used a triangle stencil and a bit of mist, and then just stamped over the top. And I wanted to use the pink rad because I just think it's amazing that that was in the kit, because rad is my new word. I should have done rad, rad and freaking rad, but I didn't. And if you haven't checked out, Aaron and I have started a vlog channel called Mr. and Mrs. Rad. Rad means awesome, cool, that type of thing, if you're not quite sure. And I'm trying to bring it back because I think it was big in the 80s, 90s maybe? I don't know, but I'm trying to bring it back. So just did a whole lot of paper layering, using up the rest of my papers that I had left over. And this is us just pulling gangster faces in the car, as you do. So yeah, I quite like it. It's just very different for me. I feel like I quite like using stamps as an embellishment. This one is so not my style, but I really like it. Look at how plain it is. But I was watching Banning Lane a couple of weeks ago, and she kind of inspired me to have a very plain, like very simplistic layout. So this one's just called Eternal Love, and all I did was just laid a couple of tags from my stash, did just two layers, so paper and then the gold numbered vellum, and then just a couple of tiny word stickers from my stash, and I love it. I think the gold dots just make it. It was a bit too plain before that, but yes, very, very basic. And I love that it's a square photo too. I think that really works as well. I really want to scrap more square. After the success of this one, I was a bit disappointed with the next one. I mean, it's okay, but I don't know. Kind of feel like it's missing something. I'm thinking of going in with yes, you heard me right, a yellow paint and doing a bit of ink splattering or something. It's just, yeah. This was nursery rhyme day at school. If you don't know, I'm a kindergarten teacher, and every year we have nursery rhyme day, and this year I went dressed as Hey Diddle Diddle, the cat and the fiddle, and I made a little violin fiddle thing out of cardboard, and the kids loved it. They all dress up and we just have a fun day. So that's that one. Yellow, black and grey. It's not my thing, but it's all right. Not too bad. This one I wanted to use some of my long scraps with, and it's called Hello You. And this is what I always think that Frida looks like. She's the white rabbit out of Alice in Wonderland when she does this. This pink bit was actually, when I did this one, I had, of course, when you spray your mist on top of the stencil, it's all pink on top. So I just kind of went on another piece of paper, and this is what I got, and I quite like it. It was kind of like an unexpected bit of colour. So yeah, this one was super quick, and just used some of the longer strips of paper, and they are from my stash because I was running very low on vowels at this time. So yeah, once again, no real embellishing, which is quite unusual. 2 to go. This one, you can tell I was tired of the kit by this point, and I was just using up everything that I had, and I went circle crazy. So I punched a whole heap of circles out of all of my scraps and kind of went for like a avalanche of confetti. I should have called it the avalanche of confetti. But it's just a little selfie of me on my birthday, and not much to it. I hot glue gunned all of these. I didn't lay them out first. I literally just so I put them in piles of colour. So I'd pick up all of the, the yellow lemons and just put one here, one there, one there, one there, glue them down. But it was really fun to make, and can't really see it on film, but they're kind of different heights. I used some of the packaging from the back of the cards. I used a couple of epoxy flares, and just a tiny bit of stamping. So yeah, that one's called Today. And then the last one to use up the rest of my scraps is called Meh, which is the noise I make when I'm feeling a bit poopy. So I just did all of these strips of paper, just glued down the top, and then kind of slid my photo in the little gap, laid it on some vellum, and then I was out of E's, so I just did a F and then added a little bit from a Q. Add some of those tiny word stickers, and I was good to go. So lots and lots of little strips, and then another attractive face, and just a couple of stickers and a little bit of gold, just a little bit. And that's it. So 28, I think I did 28 layouts. I'm really happy with how it went, and now I've got my June kit. I'm pretty sure it's June. I'm sorry if I'm calling it the wrong month. I'm pretty sure it's June. So I'm going to crack that open and actually get into scrapbooking today, and do something, because it's pretty rainy and cloudy, so perfect scrapbooking weather. Hope you have had a fantastic week and enjoy the weekend. I think this is going to go up on the weekend, and I will see you this week with some videos, and I will talk to you soon. I'll show you all the layouts with some music kind of quickened up. So thanks for watching. Bye!